You find a key that is claimed to be made of pure gold, and you want to check for yourself. You want to gain some confidence in this claim that it is indeed made of gold. How do you do that? Well, a cool place to start is by figuring out its density. Remember, density is a measure of how much mass is packed in a given volume. But why measure its density? How does that help? Well, guess what? Density is an intrinsic property. It does not depend upon the amount of stuff. It only depends upon the substance. Okay, but how exactly can we do this? That's what we want to find out in this video. So let's begin. Remember that density is measured in grams per centimeter cube. How many grams are packed per centimeter cube? So from this, we can write an equation for density. We can say density is mass divided by volume. Look, grams divided by centimeter cube. Which means if I know the mass and the volume of any object, then I can figure out its density using this equation. So let's get some practice first. Say you have a sample whose mass is given to be 89.3 grams and its volume is given to be 12.5 cm cube. We want to figure out what its density is. Well, we know density is mass divided by volume, so we can just do that. So density will be this number divided by this number. And now I can just plug this in my calculator. 89.3 divided by 12.5 gives me 7.144. And we can round this off. Let's not worry too much about how many digits we need to round it off and how do we figure this out. For now, just let's round it off to 2 digits. So it'll be 7.14 grams per centimeter cube. That's the density of this material. Now, to identify what this material is, we can take a look at some common metals or common materials that we have. And by comparing, you can see, hey, zinc happens to have exactly 7.14 grams per cm cube. This means there's a good chance that this is indeed zinc. Now, of course, it's not 100% guaranteed, so we can do further tests. For example, zinc is gray in color. A checks out. It's non-lustrous. It's also not magnetic, so we can bring a magnet close by and see if it's magnetic or not. And we can do all of those tests to just increase our confidence. But this is a great way to get started, right? Okay, you try one. Here's another sample that's given to us. Again, we know its mass and we know its volume. Why don't you pause the video, calculate the density, and then see which material this could be. All right. So again, density is mass divided by volume. So we get this divided by this. And again, we can bring in our handy calculator. 64.4 divided by 23.9. And that gives you 2.694. And again, rounding it off to 2 decimals, without worrying too much about why we're rounding it off to 2 decimals, we get 2.69 grams per cm cube. That's the density of this material. And again, we can now compare it with various materials and you can see, hey, this is very close to the density of aluminium. So there's a very good chance that this is aluminium. And again, we might want to do further tests to confirm that. Okay, time to go back to our alleged golden key. So to figure out its density, we need to know its mass and volume. Now this time we need to figure this out ourselves, right? Nobody's gonna give that to us. So how do we figure out its mass and how do we figure out its volume? Well, for mass, we can just put it on a digital weighing scale and just look at the number. And you can see that, hey, this key is pretty heavy. It's 222 grams. So we found its mass. But now the big question is, how do we figure out its volume? It has an irregular shape. So how do we do that? A cool way to do this is by using water displacement method. So what you do is you take some amount of water in a graduated cylinder and note its initial volume. If we zoom in, we have filled the cylinder to precisely 80 ml. So this is 80 cm cube, 80 ml. Remember, ml is the same as cm cube. So this is the initial volume that we have filled it to. Let's go back, okay? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna carefully place the key inside over here. Because when the key goes inside, well, you probably know the water gets displaced a little bit. So let's do that. So here we go. We place the key inside carefully to make sure the water doesn't spill out anywhere. And now, look, the volume has increased. So again, let's note down what the new volume is. Again, if we carefully see, it's 90, 91, and it's about 91, somewhere in between 91 and 92. So it's, I can say 91.5, all right? So this is the new volume. Now, since it's the key that displays the water, the amount of the volume of the water displaced must be exactly equal to the volume of the key. Does that make sense? This is how scientists usually figure out the volume of irregular objects. So To find the volume of the key, we just need to figure out how much this displaced volume is. And how do you figure out this displaced volume? Well, you just subtract them, final minus initial. So 91.5 ml minus 80 ml, if you do that, 80.0 ml, that will be the displaced volume, and that will be the volume of the key. And that is 11.5. So the volume of our key is 11.5 ml, or we can also say it is 11.5 cm cube. Remember, ml is the same thing as cm cube. And so now we can figure out its density. So the density would be mass divided by its volume. Moment of truth. Let's bring back our calculator one more time. 2 divided by 11.5. We get 19.304. And again, if we just round this off, we'll get 19.3 grams per cm cube. And if we look over here, oh, indeed, gold has a density of 19.3 grams per cm cube. This is awesome. This means this could actually be pure gold. We have now really, really strong confidence in that. Of course, we probably need to do further tests to be absolutely sure that this is gold, but this is awesome. So we did indeed find a gold key. So to summarize, to find the density of any object, just divide the mass of that object by the volume of that object. And since density is an intrinsic property, meaning it does not depend upon the amount of stuff, it only depends upon the material, we can use the density values to try and identify what material we are dealing with. And whenever we have irregular objects, we can find the volume using the water displacement method.